Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to do a check on these nails. I'm going to do a backfill, and we're going to do a new Aurora set.
Give it to me like...
So this I did about 3 weeks ago. I think it has, what I used for this was the polygel. I used the Madam Glam polygel to do a backfill. I will see how it is when it comes off. But I don't have, so I have a little bit of lifting. However, this is because of the gradient that I was doing. The video, you could see that when I did the gradient, it got all over my cuticle. So what I had to constantly do was clean around my cuticle, clean around my cuticle, clean around my cuticle. What I should have used was, I should have probably used like a wood stick to do this first, and then cleaned up around the cuticle. Because what ended up happening was some of the solution that I used, a little bit, I can see that some of it was sort of still on. So when I do this, I can actually feel slightly that it's not flush with my nail plate, right? So what I would probably do next time is, if I'm going to use one of those sponges, put some of that liquid latex to protect. So then if I make a mess, I just peel it off and it's all good. Or instead of using the sponge, I could have done the gradient with a brush and just kind of gone top part, middle part, and then ombre to blend. And I guess the tip I could have done with the sponge as well, so that it got sort of that kind of watery gradient effect, right? Other than that, though, I got a lot of compliments on these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a removal. I thought I was going to do a removal with acetone, but I think what I'm going to do is just do a regular removal with my e-file. And probably do a backfill, and then I'm going to shorten them too. Okay. And then I want to do a design. And I think I want to use that color. And I'm also going to try out a new primer today. Let's see how that holds up. And for the backfill, anyway, we'll see. So this is probably what I'm going to use. With that color, we'll do the nails, and let's start with removal. And then I will come back. Okay? amazing. I'm going to use this today. Okay, so let's check it out. Now, when she uses it, okay, I put it all over the nail. Oh my gosh, I love the brush. The brush is amazing. I love like it perfectly fits in the cuticle. The way it's cut. Now, I don't know if I think it's air dried. I'm actually not sure. So oh my gosh, this brush. Like it perfectly fits. Look at that. Okay. And then we're going to use this today. So I just cured it for 90 seconds just in case. So I'm just doing a slip layer. And I really don't need a ton. Whoops, did I get yes, I did. I got shit on it. Okay, so just kind of pillowing it. I love this stuff. Okay, so they're done, but one thing I noticed was this. So, see how flat that is? So I'm going to put a little more on here, and I figured I'd just show you. Okay. So, bing. Love this stuff. So I buffed the nail again because I had already applied the gel. And then I went back in with the primer, and now I'm going in with a slip layer. And the reason I buffed it again is that the primer had something to stick to. So I just grabbed a bead, and I'm putting it a little bit lower just because I showed you how flat that nail was. So out of all of them, that one was just way too flat. So I just wanted to add a little more product to sort of where the apex is supposed to be. So just give it a little more height so that this nail was a little sturdier. And for some reason, my ring fingers, I think that's the ring finger, they're very weak. So I always have to be really careful about making sure that those ones aren't too flat and that they have a decent apex to them. So after I applied that bead, I'm just sort of pulling down the gel, just sort of making sure that it's leveling out properly. Sometimes I use a liner brush for this as well. But this gel applicator brush, this is the one I got from Madame Glam, and it's a perfect size for my nail beds. To be honest, when I'm working on really small nail beds, this is even too big. That's just my personal preference, but for me, this is perfect. I can use it to, sorry, I'm out of frame here, but I can use it to just even out all of these little pieces here, just help it level out. And then of course, once I am happy, I always try to turn my nail upside down, make sure that the gel is like pooling sort of to the center. And then when it looks good enough to me, I will cure it. And then we'll go on to the next step. I do get heat spikes from this. In about 5 seconds, I get heat spikes. And then I pull it out, flip it upside down. 5 seconds, and then I put it back in. Okay, so I love this stuff. Better? Better. Okay, so again, what I do is I just wipe it off, bring it to a point, leave a little bit of gel on, and then I put the little top on. Okay. Okay. Done. Okay, now I'm going to shape them. Just even these out a bit. And then I will be back. Okay. Okay, so filled, filed, ready to go. So what I want to do is I want this color, I think. So I'm going to go in with a rubber base by YOKEFELLOW just to give the nails a little more strength before I apply my color. So just finishing off here, I cure for 90 seconds to 2 minutes, and then we're gonna go in with this beautiful orange. It's like a neon orange. It's the prettiest orange that I've ever seen. And the camera doesn't do it justice. When I look at it in real life, it's just so much more beautiful. But one thing about these polishes, these gel polishes go on so smoothly. Like over the rubber base, it's a beautiful application. It's almost perfect in one coat. And I think you can see, you can probably tell just by looking at this. I do go in with 2 coats, so I do double up, but just look how, like, it's almost flawless. Now I always do a quick flash cure when I do my thumbs, just so the gel doesn't move as I'm working on my other nails. So I'm just going to finish up here. I'm only going to show you the first coat, but I do finish them with a second coat as well. But this brush is very nice too. It's great for application down those side walls. And what I'm trying to do this time is I'm trying to stay a little bit further from the cuticle, just leaving a little bit of space there so I have less chance of flooding, and so the gel doesn't run at all, because sometimes it can run. Usually when you put your gel and your base on, if you make the perimeter really nicely, it won't run, but sometimes it still kind of floods over depending on how much gel you use when you're polishing. So I'm just leaving a little bit of a gap there, and then anything that is still, not fully covered, I do go around with a liner brush and just sort of perfect around my side walls, and sometimes I just perfect around my cuticle as well. Okay, so that is 2 coats, fully cured, and I did put a top coat on it as well. So I decided to break out my Aurora chrome powder, just because I wanted a little bit of a shimmer on some of these nails. So you see me applying it here now. I'm applying it here over the no wipe top coat. And what I found with YOKEFELLOW is when I did my other hand, I used a matte top coat. And this powder sticks much nicer to the matte top coat by YOKEFELLOW than it does the no wipe. So that's just something to note. It just doesn't give the same shimmer. So if I look at my 2 hands together, the matte is this stuff works much nicer over a matte top coat, which is not common. So but for YOKEFELLOW, it does. And it's funny because YOKEFELLOW, the matte top coat doesn't matte as nice as most should. So so do with that information what you will. So yeah, just finishing up here. I'm just burnishing it into the nail. So I get a little bit of an orangey pink sort of tone to it with some shimmer. I just thought it would break up the bright orange a little bit. And I was thinking of adding some stickers, so we'll get to that in one sec here. So I pulled out my astrology galaxy nail stickers in the rose gold. Just add a little bit something extra onto the nail. So these tweezers are not the best to use. I pulled this off and I ended up ripping the sticker. So You're going to see me place it. You're going to see me struggle with placing it. You're going to see me trying to cut bits off. I destroyed this sticker, okay? So work with me here. I keep it on for the video, just to kind of show you how they apply. But I end up taking it off in the end. So for now, we'll just go with this. So once I've placed my sticker where I want it, I'm just tapping it down just to make sure none of the edges are sticking up. So the edge that I actually grabbed it with those tweezers, because they're the wrong tweezers to use, I ended up ripping a little piece off. So I had this little piece that was kept sticking up, that I just couldn't get to lay flat here. So you're going to see me working with it a little bit here. And then before I top coat, I actually go back in with the Aurora powder just to go over it again. And here you can see, well, you can't see, but this is where I'm fiddling with it, because there's that little piece that's driving me crazy. I think I even tried to cut it off, but so it's cute. It's a cute sticker. It just didn't work out for me the way I wanted it to. But we're just gonna keep moving along. So I just wanted to make the shimmer a little stronger with this. And as I'm working with it, I actually end up scraping some of it off. I completely destroyed this one. So in the end, I actually take this full sticker off, and I just end up leaving the next one that I'm going to apply, just for a cute little accent nail. So now on to the final sticker. So this is the one I decided to go with. I should have actually done the other one this way as well, but it doesn't matter because I end up taking it off in the end. So I got out my better tweezers. These are the tweezers you need for the stickers, otherwise you're going to rip them. They have to be really pointed at the end so that it's easy to lift them without, too much pressure. And then I'm just patting it down, putting it in place. And we are close to being finished. So then once I'm happy with the placement, I'm going in again with my Aurora powder, and I'm just going over the full nail again, over the full sticker, helping it, making sure that it's fully sealed. You see me going over this one again too. And then once I'm happy, we will move into top coating to finish. Okay, so fully cured and cleansed, and these are the final nails before I take that middle finger one off. So you kind of get the idea. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe if you want to see more content. Let me know what else you want to see. And I will see you next time.
Down, down.